this time. These are the best days of our lives. Let's raise your glasses high. This one's for you tonight.
Hi guys, it's Joshie from SUR Files here to give you my initial takeaways of House of Stassi, Season 1, Episode 4, Staycation From Hell. Hope you guys are enjoying these reviews that I'm doing here for House of Stassi, giving it each episode a review like I would do on the Valley. Today was Saturday, I ain't got much going on, so I might as well catch up and do these initial reviews here on the TikTok, and hope you guys are enjoying the week so far. As always, if you ever have any suggestions for the page, for the SUR Files as a whole, I appreciate it, and thank you all so much for the support. I think they were already close to 2 million likes, and almost 1 million likes from when we got that benchmark 3 weeks ago. It's just why I love y'all. Anyways, I don't want to hog and make this all about me. Today is about House of Stassi. So I just finished watching the episode, and it's good to do these initial reviews right after the episode's over, so it's fresh in my mind. And I have to say that this was not a good look for Stassi, especially. You know, there's time and a place for things, and I've said this before in the Valley, especially with reality television. There is a time and place, and I know that she said earlier in the episode that, oh, you're bringing people in together for a staycation, and kitchen's the perfect place to have conflict and confront people with issues that you have with them. I don't think that's the case all the time. I think it can be very misplaced. Misplaced anger gets directed towards other people. It's a source of deflection. I feel like in a lot of ways having those conversations in a kitchen setting is not going to be productive as you really think about it. I don't think that's the time and place for that, honestly. And unfortunately, you know, we get to this heated shouting match with Rob and Beau, who have been friends for a very, very long time, and Beau is having this like superiority complex over Rob because he's married and he has kids. Like Beau saying basically, oh yeah, my penis is on a higher level than yours because I got a great marriage and we figure our shit out. Well, it's not really the case when you were crying and breaking down, crying to Taylor Strecker a couple episodes ago. Not only that, the way that Stassi was talking to Beau, even before that whole conversation came up with Rob and Joshie and whether or not they've been hooking up or whatever. Look, Joshie's a beautiful woman. Rob is single. If they were to get together, nobody should have a stay on it. Like, I don't even know why Christina Kelly was even questioning Rob to the level in the way she was questioning him. So I can understand where Rob was coming from with his frustration, where he's like, okay, you have this perception of me. They haven't spoke for 9 months, and as a friend, you're thumbing your nose at somebody because they're not in the same place as you are. You know, like, I'm not married. I don't have kids. I'm in my early 30s. I just turned 32 a couple months ago. If a friend of mine that I went to high school with had 3 kids and is married or whatever, I'd be happy for him. But I wouldn't expect him to put me down or look at me as less than when it comes to the dating world because you figured it out. You got a great lifestyle. You got kids, etc. It's a difficult conversation. These guys are like brothers. I know they care about each other. I think Rob is a great addition to the show. He's a really cool dude. That conversation just felt uncomfortable for me, and it was not a good look on Beau. And then for him to say that, you know, I get why he said it, but again, time and place. You basically tell your wife, like, I didn't want to have this conversation, and you started it, and look how dumb you look now. Time and place. And Beau, I know they're breaking the fourth wall here, but it kind of makes sense of where things are going for the rest of the season. And, you know, I hope that this does address the communication problems that Beau and Stassi do have with each other, and the way she talks down to him. It's just not a good look. even with the stuff with Georgie and the accusations, and like, I felt bad for Georgie too. This was not a good look for Stassi this episode. I've been pro Stassi advocate, still a fan of her, but this episode was not a good look on her whatsoever. I get that she wants to have people address their issues, but again, I had to hammer this point home. There's a time and place for everything, and that sitting in that kitchen with everybody chiming in and sticking their nose where it doesn't belong is not the place for that. So even for Georgie to say basically, Stassi doesn't give a fuck if I'm banging Rob, she's only chiming in because she wants control of the situation. I felt bad for her. I really did. The stuff with lesbian night, with seeing Katie, nice to see Dated Captain from Vanderpump Rules on the episode tonight. Always thought she was super hot, and she's like a super dope chick, so cool to see her on the program tonight. And Taylor had a confrontation with Katie about the payroll comment and taking things out of context. And Katie found herself in an uncomfortable position, being put on the spot like that by Taylor. Like, I guess you could try to look at it both ways. If you're Taylor, yeah, you hear that comment off the cuff without all the context attached to it, you would think, yeah, she's talking shit about you, and you're like, oh, I'm only in Stassi's life because she pays me and we have the podcast together. I get it. Trust me. I think Katie does deserve the benefit of the doubt, and she even said it to Taylor's face that she was just describing the dynamic. Stassi, in a lot of ways, for better or worse, is very self-absorbed with who she surrounds herself and her energy. If it's not, her kids, her marriage, or who basically kisses her ass, she's not going to have time for it. And that's her prerogative. It's her life. Again, I like Stassi. This is not a personal dig. I'm only going off from what I'm seeing on this TV show right now. And I just don't like the whole telephone, like, oh, Christina told me this, blah, 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 blah. What would have been productive? Taylor going straight up to Katie when they had that get together at Stassi's house on not last week's episode, but the episode before this one, when she initially heard that comment from Christina. And guess what? You could address the issue at hand with Katie there, and then you could have gone to the stuff with Katie and Christina, which I haven't seen yet on the show. So there's a lot to dissect, but that's a couple of the takeaways that I had for this episode of House of Stassi, episode 4, Staycation From Hell. I'm going to watch a couple more episodes, and I'll be back here for more initial reviews. As always, make sure to support the SUR Files and the podcast as well. Just recap the Valley Season 3 Reunion Part 1 the other day. The podcast is out right now, and I appreciate the support. Peace.